Today on the channel, we got a discussion video where we ask some questions. Is this the blueprint for the future of action figure collecting?
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for a little figure discussion video here today as we unbox a lot of action figures, but we talk a lot of toy news and we do a lot of figure discussion on this channel. And this is a video where I'm going to break down a little bit of this brand new Flint figure. I'm going to catch everybody up to speed, as I know not everybody collects G.I. Joe figures, but this resonates between all action figure properties and toy lines in the future. But today, we're going to deep dive this one of 82 Hasbro Pulse exclusive Flint figure. Now, let's start with what exactly this is. Now, Flint, the true leader of G.I. Joe. We all know that by now. Move over, Duke. You're not the true leader. It is our boy Flint. And it makes total sense that Hasbro would start this new idea, program, whatever you want to call it, with Flint, because it gets a lot of eyes on the product. We all understand it. Todd, you understand it from the couch too. Flint's the main guy in G.I. Joe. We all know that. But here's what happened. And I guess I'm going to grab off the original version of Flint, as I do have that mint on card as well. So this is the G.I. Joe Retro Card Series. We're familiar with it. If you collect G.I. Joe, you've seen the unboxings, all that kind of stuff. This is the original Flint. You can see the card art on this Flint right here. This is, for good or bad, what we got on our first go-around. And a lot of people, myself included, very down on the artwork on this Flint. Wish they could have just used the original artwork. Apparently that wasn't possible, but they could have done better than this. So then Hasbro Pulse made a change. Hasbro Pulse Online, the only place you're going to get it, they made this card art. Now, I'm going to say the same thing. This isn't that much better of a card art, in my personal opinion. But, you know, art, it's subjective at the end of the day. But now we got two different art cards here. But what Hasbro did is, hey, we're putting this up for order. And of course, this one was a part of it as well. We're going to get into it. But there's only 82 of these made. And I know there's people out there, I've seen it in comments and Facebook groups too. If you believe there's only 82 of these, you're crazy. Well, that's what the company's saying. Just like Jazzware says 1 of 3,000. And other companies have said over the years, trading cards, which we'll get to. How do you know? You really don't know. You're taking the word of the company. And let's be honest, they're not going to just overly lie. Did they make 85? Yeah, maybe they did or whatever. I know people said, oh, they made some to give away to employees. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. We've seen that in the past, but we've also not seen that in the past. But as for the purpose of this video, we're going to go with there's only 82 of these made. And I know somebody said, well, if some got damaged, they were going to replace them. Well, I think you're SOL if that's the case there. But Hasbro Pulse said, hey, we're making 82 of this Flint with this card back. 82. Not very many, as we know. We can count to 82 pretty quickly. But if you did order this, you had a chance to get the 1 of 82. And if you didn't get this one, you got the regular edition. So it's almost, and I guess no almost about it, it's a form of gambling with Hasbro. And that's what they did here. And I was lucky enough to pick up one of these, as discussed in my Toy News videos, weekly purchases, from a viewer. Let me buy this one from him at cost plus shipping. He said, hey, you're a Flint fan. I want this to go to a good home. I don't want somebody that's going to scalp this, because this has been selling on eBay for over $1,000, if you can believe that. But it's got a good home here with me. I need to get a protective case for this. I got to track that down and figure out what'll work for that one. And I might get one for this too, just to display them both together. The yin and yang of Flint, but it's 1 of 82. For the purposes of this video, there's only 82 of these in the world, and I'm going to open it up and there's only going to be 81. No, I'm not going to do that. It is the same figure of both these. The card art is just different. So for a good majority of collectors, hey, I don't care. I'm a loose collector. I don't need this, whatever it may be. It's not going to be for everybody, but I'm pretty sure there's more than 82 people in the world that would like to have this in their collection. I think that's a fair assessment as well. But it's a legal form of gambling via Hasbro Pulse website. Now, I'm not sure how they dealt with returns. I'm not sure. Somebody can maybe answer that in the comments, because, hey, what's stopping you from ordering 50 of these, looking for it, and then returning them? I'm sure there's some limitations and some rules on that. But that is probably one question that would come up. Well, why can't I just order a bunch and then return what I don't get? I guess you could, but it's kind of tough to decide if they're going to allow you to do that. And as of filming this video right now, they have not said they're doing any more of these 1 of 82s or whatever the number may be, limited edition ones. However, I think they will, and that's what we're going to discuss in this video. Is this is above G.I. Joe. This is above Hasbro Pulse. This could dive into McFarlane. This could dive into Super 7, maybe Mattel and their wrestling or He-Man lines. There's opportunities for learnings here, and we say it all the time on the channel. Constant learning, constant change, constant learning, constant understanding, all that kind of stuff. Say it all the time on the channel. Constant learning, constant improvement. You can always get better, and there's always new ways to make money, and you're fooling yourself if you don't think all these corporations, these companies are looking at more ways to get the money in their pockets. It's getting harder and harder to make money for these toy lines. You got Apple iPads, you got cell phones, taking away some of that childhood consumers and even adult collectors as they play video games and things like that. How do you get more eyes on the product? Well, it's PR stunts. It's stunts like this that transforms into that to get more sales. So I think this went very successful for Hasbro. They got a ton of orders that they wouldn't have got if they would have just put this back up by himself. Guess what? You get a couple of orders trickling in here and there. But by dangling this carrot, the 1 of 82 carrot, you got a lot of people to buy these that didn't need them, and now they're stuck with extra Flints. Now you're destroying the market for this Flint. Not that there's really that much of a market with the modern toys and stuff, but there's a lot of people hoping to get this. So that is one thing to watch out. And it could be one of those fool me once, shame on you type things where people say, I bought 50 of these, I didn't get one, I don't think they exist. I've even been accused that, oh, Hasbro sent this to him, even though I've been open and said, hey, a viewer sent this my way. But so many people have been saying, oh, Kyle got it from Hasbro. That's why it is. He's promoting this video because Hasbro told him to. In return, we'll spend our money for this. I can tell you that isn't true. People don't want to believe that, but it's the truth of things. Hasbro G.I. Joe, they've only sent me one package in my entire life. That was years ago with that big G.I. Joe box they sent to tons of different YouTube channels. That was the only thing I've ever got from the Hasbro G.I. Joe team, and that's just the way it goes. For good or for bad, but Hasbro, I'm open. Help me save some money. Send me some stuff. But I don't think they're going to do that. But very good start with Flint here. I like the idea, kind of. I'm not a gambler. When I first had this come out and I first saw it like everybody else, I said, I'm not playing their game. And that's one thing. You got to vote with your wallet. I voted with my wallet, said, I'm not risking it. I'm not a gambler. I work too hard for my money. I already have this in my collection. Most likely, I'm just going to get this one. It's not worth it for me. And that was my own decision, where others said, I'm rolling the dice. I'm going to try to get other ones of these. You got to see what kind of a collector you are. Now, if you're a trading card collector, and I think there's a lot of parallels that this one dives into with trading card collectors, as trading cards are basically the original blind unboxing. You know, there's tons of different toy lines now, blind boxes, all kinds of girl toys, Shopkins, mini brands, you name it. There's all kinds of stuff like that. Really, trading cards, baseball card, basketball, football, hockey, whatever you want to say, really the original blind bag in a lot of ways. And we see cards are at an all-time high right now. People trying to get the chase, the signatures, the game patches ones, all kinds of different trading cards out there. And it's causing a fury. We see it. If you go to I think it's Wednesdays, I want to say, once again, not a trading card guy anymore. But you go on Wednesday to your local Target, there's a line. People waiting for Pokemon cards. People waiting for this stuff. People like the thrill of the hunt. They like the thrill of the chase. They're making money doing break boxes online. They're selling doubles. They're doing all kinds of stuff. There is a huge market above the trading cards itself where people are making money doing breaks and unboxings, everything else. It's on fire. The trading cards are on fire. I don't see lines for action figures anymore. I see lines for trading cards. And I think Hasbro here in this example, trying to get into that, trying to get some people, their consumers, their friends out there that support their lines to pony up even more money to get them to try to buy things like this. And it's them looking for new ways based on almost like a trading card model to see what they get here. So it's an interesting thing, and I can see Mattel, because let's be honest, I don't care what toy line it is, be it Fisher-Price, Playmobil, Mattel, NECA, Super 7, whatever, they all pay attention to all the other toy lines because you have to. You know, you ask Mattel WWE. I don't know if this is the answer they would give, but this would be my answer. You ask somebody that works for Mattel. We get Bill McKenna right here and say, Bill, who's your competition? I don't think Bill would say, well, it's AEW Jazzwares. That's my competition. Yeah, it is your competition, but your real competition is every single toy in the toy aisle. That's your competition, because there's nothing to say that little Jimmy there might be looking at wrestling and then all of a sudden Playmates Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles caught his eye. So everything is competition. So if I'm Mattel, I'm sitting in that tower, I'm like, what the heck is Hasbro doing with this Flint figure? 1 of 82. Get some intel. Hey, Bob, you got friends over there at Hasbro? See if they'll tell you what's going on with that. See if you can find out some information. See how that jumps sales. And then next thing you know, a couple of months from now, Mattel Creations exclusive. We got a He-Man figure, and it's going to be 1 of 50. And you got a chance, order it. You may get the regular edition He-Man, but you got the special 1 of 50. There is an opportunity for that. And I could see Mattel, Super 7, NECA, McFarlane, all of them wanting every dollar out of your wallet. We say it all the time. We've said it from the infancy of this channel. They want all the money they can for their brands. And if they see something successful, something working for Hasbro in this case, they're going to dive in and start doing that. Now, personally, for me, not a huge fan of that. You make a 1 of 82 Ultimate Warrior, I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. I don't want to pony up the money for that Ultimate Warrior. But some love the excitement of that. Some aren't completionists. There's very few that are completionists in their toy lines. So it's not as big of a deal to them. And everybody's got different feelings on all that kind of stuff, just like this video. And at the end of the day, it really comes down to voting with your wallet. Which way do you choose? But I do think this is a test, and I wouldn't be shocked to start seeing this more and more. Maybe Hasbro does it with the retro cards each and every single time going forward. We'll see if that happens. But if you do it too much, maybe the magic wears thin, and it's got to be certain characters, beloved characters like Flint. I don't know if the Cobra Bat would resonate quite as much like a Flint would. You guys tell me in the comments below. But Chase figures is not something new, as we know. There's Chase, WWE Mattel figures, Platinum editions from McFarlane. We've seen variants. We've seen all of that. That's pretty standard practice in toys in 2025 going into 2026. But this is a whole new level. 1 of 82, 82 in the world. It's going to be interesting to see if we see more of this. My gut says we probably will. I could see McFarlane Toys doing this. I could see some of the Mattels doing it. Part of the Club Grayskull with Masters of the Universe. I could see that resonating. I could see them taking a chance on that because if it equals extra money for the company, they're going to take the risks. They're going to do it. So it's an interesting concept. It's the ebbs and flows of collecting. If you do the same thing forever, you're going to stunt. Your growth's going to stunt. It's going to stop here. How do you keep growing sales year after year? And it gets tougher and tougher as stores cutting back toy space, toys getting more expensive, kids walking away, growing up out of the toy aisle. Not as many kids, we all know that, not as many kids collect action figures as they did in my generation in the 80s and 90s. There's other things to get the wallet of the consumer, the parents, and the kids. So anything they can do to raise the ship, keep the sales going, they're going to try. And I think this is a bold move from Hasbro, but I think it's the tip of the iceberg of what we're going to see as more adults collect than ever before. I don't know if it's 50-50, but it's probably getting close. A lot of these action figures are more geared to adults than kids, which is sad at the same time. But once again, these companies got to make the money, so they got to gear it towards the adult collector. So we understand that as well. So wrapping this up, a little bit of a discussion video, a little bit long-winded, but very interesting to see. This is something to keep our eyes on in 2026 and beyond. We'll see if any of the other companies attempt this stunt, we'll call it. But I am very happy I got this Flint. Now, I wouldn't buy, like I said, buy multiples of these trying to get this. But for cost plus shipping and a good brother price for somebody that knows I really love Flint and it's going to a good home and it's not just going straight up on eBay, I think this worked out pretty well for me. So I'm very fortunate of that, very thankful for that. But very cool idea. I just don't know if it resonates with everybody. And honestly, it doesn't resonate with me at all. I should give my opinion. I hate the idea of this, but we'll see. Just because somebody hates it doesn't mean there's not money to be made. And that's what we say. Leave it with that. You always got to remember, every company out there, be it food, be it hammers, be it clothing, they want all your money. They're going to do whatever they can to get your money. Just know that when you're going into these things. But it'll be interesting to see where it goes in the future. So I'd be interested to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. Did you get caught up in the magic of this one? Did you get caught up ordering some of these? Did you find this one? Did you get a bunch of these? Or were you like me, said, I can't do that. I work too hard for my money. I'm not gambling. I just can't do that. At especially 25 plus shipping or so. That's an expensive proposition if you're going to buy multiples of these, just hoping for these. But I'd be love to hear your experience with this. Where do you think it goes in the future? I myself think we'll see more trading card techniques and ideas brought into action figures in the future. Be interested to see if you can co-sign on that idea as well. So a lot to take in with this video, but it could be a lot of the stuff that goes to the future of collecting, which if you're watching this, you obviously do as well. And I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. Of course, you made it this far. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to this YouTube channel and my other YouTube channel. Check out Patreon and YouTube channel memberships. We got videos every single day all over the place. And if you want to support the channel, head on over there. Sir Paul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, and TheKylePetersonShow at gmail.com, which conveniently enough is the name of my podcast, The Kyle Peterson Show, each and every Tuesday, wherever podcasts are found, video cast on YouTube. So for the Flint 1 of 82 edition and the regular edition, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.
Are we gonna dance or are we gonna play?